we've surveyed the Liquor Accord executive across the state. We also are in touch with you at meetings and when you call our team and send in emails. So from that feedback that you've given to us, your comments and suggestions have actually helped us shape today. So one of the things that was very clear was your interest in what are the new laws, how can you comply. It was definitely around that compliance and regulation, so that's why we've got quite a few of our co-regulators in the room. And in addition to this, there was a lot of interest in learning about what else is going on around the state and how can you draw from that to enhance your local activities. So before we get into the detail of the laws and compliance, I'd like to share with you the work that we are doing to educate and assist and support and engage our stakeholders. So even though we've got people from across the liquor industry and different regulators, what we're really all working towards, our aim, is this. We want all the positives of the liquor industry without the harm. So we're aiming to achieve social benefits, vibrant nightlife and entertainment, economic benefits without alcohol-related violence and antisocial behaviour. So when you think about police and council and health regulators, smoke-free laws, OLGR, we're all really aiming to achieve this same outcome. Liquor Accords, of course, are a key part of this goal, and that's why we've work with you and have a Liquor Accord program and support Liquor Accord groups where we can. One size does not fit all, we recognise that, which is why it's great to have a local approach. No one knows your local area and the issues and the challenges better than you do. Liquor Accords are all different, each bringing together a combination of local experts that offer different outcomes, which is great as well. We recognise the meaningful work that you do with the community, and it's actually we find ourselves in a situation today where, for the majority, industry works with government to minimise harm to the community and no longer tolerates rogue traders, which is again a great improvement. A bit of a snapshot of the history of Liquor Accords. So in 1990, there was the West End Forum. This was established to address violent and antisocial behaviour around licensed premises, particularly in King Street. So this was down in Melbourne. And the forum considered venue management, town and urban planning, cultural activities and policing. So from this came the initial concept of Liquor Accords. Then we had the Alcohol and Violence Task Force, which recognised the benefits of tailor-made strategies for local problems. Liquor consultative committees initiated by New South Wales Police were initiated, and from this the concept of Liquor Accords grew, and we saw the first Liquor Accords in New South Wales in 1998, which included Kings Cross and Eastern Beaches. A New South Wales late night liquor trading review concluded that local partnerships such as Liquor Accords were an effective way to address alcohol-related harm and recommended the better use of laws through industry-led agreements. So that's when we saw this strengthened in the legislation. And one of the key reasons we have Liquor Accords in the Liquor Act, in the legislation, is actually to give protection from the Competition and Consumer Act. So there's federal legislation that restricts some activities. For example, if you want to restrict the sale of drinks, and I know many accords have strategies around no sale of shots after a certain amount of time, certain time, things like that. So that actually protects you from that. So that's one of the reasons why we encourage you to register your accord. And now OLGR is supporting Liquor Accords with more online tools and targeted support for high risk and emerging risk areas. So we're trying to enhance our online tools, self-support website, so that people can access these resources whenever it suits them. So as far as stakeholder engagement, we are focused on collaboration, information sharing and education to best serve our stakeholders. So we do this through a range of ways, and kind of drawing from what Rosemary touched on earlier, we're developing our website. So we want to enhance this as a platform. It's key for communication. Most people in the industry actually want to comply, so how do you get the right information? It's quite challenging sometimes to get. It's a complex environment. There's a lot that you need to be on top of. So we're definitely enhancing our website at the moment. And through that, we want to offer a number of tools, resources and information for Liquor Accord groups and the licensees themselves. We will also use this platform to showcase Liquor Accord success and best practice ideas from around the state, so providing case studies to inform and guide effective action. We've also introduced an online registration process, which some of you have registered your liquor records through this process already. So this was hearing from you and also many of you through various means, whether it was through your industry association, your liquor record, or individually, did provide submissions into the Liquor Act review. And so we heard from your feedback through that and through other means that the current registration process or the former registration process was a bit lengthy, it could be a bit onerous. Most people involved in a liquor record are running a business at the same time. As part of this, we've also built a strategy selector. So another thing that we heard from you that was quite strong was it's great when police go to a liquor record meeting, and for most of the effective records across the state, this happens at every single meeting, and present on the alcohol-related stats in the area. It really helps pinpoint where the issues are, and then you can work to identify how to overcome these. But what a lot of people were saying is, how do we marry up the actual individual issues in our area and the best strategies to try and implement to projects to put in place or campaigns to address these strategies. So that strategy selector is available online, and once you put in your issues that have been identified by police, council and yourselves, you can actually have that assistance there as well. There have also been requests for additional information to help those entering the industry. So while we know that people currently in the liquor industry are doing a lot to work in this space, particularly with those that are voluntarily involved in liquor records, but what about new licensees or new approved managers who are actually entering into this space and have to navigate everything from scratch? So we are working on developing a new licensee toolkit so that they get a bit of help with navigating the new environment and have all the guides and know what examples of best practice are when they enter the industry. As far as our communication, we're working on our news and information. So we've replaced our hard copy magazine with e-newsletters to get important news out to you as soon as possible. So we wanted to eliminate that delay. We're also trying to use technology as much as possible, such as how-to videos, online guides, and as I mentioned, the website as well. So please sign up to the e-newsletter if you haven't already. It's available on our website, but we'll also include a link in our follow-up email after today's event. And then lastly, forums and events is another way that we achieve these things up here on the slide, and that's such as these information exchange events or forums such as those held when major changes happen to the laws, which we saw recently after the Liquor Act review. So in closing, we have brought you here today as, although we all have very different roles in the liquor industry, we're all working towards the same goal, which is to have vibrant and sustainable industries. So thank you all for your work, and it's great to see you all here today.